I sort of have to laugh because my original picks, I realized I mainly used for last week's Top 5 Wednesday video. So I had to change up my entire list almost -1. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. It is another week of Top 5 Wednesday and it is going to be so much fun. I'm really excited for all of my picks. But in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week I answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect the said prompt. And today is fictional jobs. For many of us, reading can be an escapism, but sometimes there are elements or things in the books that we read that we're like, man, I would really love to do that or really love to be a part of that. Some of those could be different jobs or different places we would love to work at that we see in fiction. And so those are all of my picks that are centering around that fictional jobs that I would just love to have or places I would love to work. Originally, I was a little bit nervous about this prompt because I was excited, but then I got nervous because I was like, wonder if I don't have anything. Again, -1, which won't be no, we're gonna make it my first. We are gonna make it my first because literally it is my first. If there was ever a fictional occupation, especially in this world, well, for number 1, it is Haikyuu, and I would love to be a volleyball manager for Karasuno. I mean, honestly, any of the teams, but specifically Karasuno. Or if we want to say near the end of the manga on Hinata's certain team that he's on, yes, I would gladly take that one as well. Both of them. Both of them would be amazing. Honestly, being a volleyball manager, I think for any of the teams, except for Shiro Torizawa, I don't feel I would be a good fit because the coach is pretty strict and stern and there's not a lot of, I guess you would say goofy goobers, so to speak, except for our guest monster. So I feel like I would probably not be a good fit for that school, but any of the other schools, yes, but Karasuno, oh my goodness. Being able to be around Hinata, so much would be absolutely incredible. I mean, obviously, I guess we would assume that there would be some kind of time reverse here, and I would be in high school, and then that would happen. There's not enough words that I could even use to explain how amazing that would absolutely be. That was definitely my first pick that I thought of. That was like, yes, if I could be a volleyball manager, that is what I would be in the Haikyuu universe because you gotta love everybody because they're all just amazing. So yes. Now going into the original stack that I made. Well, I guess it really wasn't in any certain order. I was looking at my manga and I was like, what are different places or different jobs, that I would love to have? So for number 2, I'm going to say my special one. Now, I would not want to be a J-pop idol as our guy Koda is here, but I would love to be a singer. When I was in high school, I took chorus and then choral ensemble for 4 years. So I really love singing. I think it's so fun. Even today, I love it. I miss being able to learn music and be able to learn different dances and then go perform. That was such a special part of my high school days, I guess you would say. And I do have a Top 5 Wednesday video spotlighting a variety of music manga. I still have not forgotten to review some of those titles like Full Moon, which I really want to finish reading because I really love the beginning. But anyway, with my special one, it's one of the few physical manga that I have that is music based, and I just feel it would be so cool to be a singer. I wouldn't want to be at that kind of national level, but I do think it'd be cool to just be able to do that once again, of being able to, like I said, learn songs, go perform, dance, do all of those fun things. Grant, obviously, I know being a singer, being an idol is not an easy job and it's not going to be like a piece of cake or anything, but I do feel like that would be a fun fictional job to actually have, especially if you're surrounded by people like Koda, who's so sweet. Though if you've read this manga, then you know that the end of this volume leaves you with some questions of exactly who is Koda, because it felt like there was a little bit of things that didn't line up. That's all I will say. I am really excited to read volume 2. This is the same manga of No Longer Heroine, which I absolutely love. Cannot wait for volume 3. So it has that same humor and that art style. Koda is a sweet little bean cinnamon roll, but the end again leaves me with so many questions. So yes, for number 2, I'm going to say a singer. I'm so hesitant to use the word idol because I'm like, I don't want that kind of prestige. I just want to be able to sing and go dance. For number 3, I struggled a little bit with this one. Just in the sense because I feel like there's more to this, but I haven't caught up with the manga and I could not remember because it's been so long. But I am saying Snow White with the red hair. I wouldn't want to be a herbalist like Shirayuki, but I think it'd be cool to be an assistant to her. Now, nobody call me out for this because, like I said, I'm only on like volume 4, volume 5, I believe, but I feel like this guy here is like her assistant, or he is like above her and she's his assistant. So I feel like that would be a cool job to have, especially working with Shirayuki, which would be absolutely amazing. She's so passionate about what she does and she's very knowledgeable, and I feel like I could learn a lot from her, which would be really handy considering how often our family has gotten sick this year. So I feel like having that knowledge and that one-on-one time with her, or even both of them, would be really helpful for me to hopefully find some herbs, make some medicine for our family, save us trip to the doctors, and keep my family well. Like, that would be incredible. In fact, saying that, I feel like almost this should be number 1 because I'm just like, that would be an amazing fictional job. Like, let's just make that reality, please. But I mean, obviously, from what I've just seen in the beginning of what Shirayuki does, this is another job that's not easy, but being an assistant to her would be really awesome. Again, just to help make my family well. I'm 100% here for that now that I've said it. It is, yes, I'm like, that's such a good idea. Wish it was real. For number 4, yes, this would be amazing. And I'm saying Library Wars, Love, and War. Being part of the Library Defense Force, yes, sign me up, but I don't think I could do Iku's role. I can't remember the best friend's name, but I feel like I would want her kind of role. I don't want to be on the front lines. I feel like I do not have that same mindset that Iku does. She's so headstrong, like not in a bad way. She's very determined, very passionate as well, and that's part of why I love her so much because she's such an amazing heroine. But I'm like, I can't be exactly like you, Iku, but I would love to be on the Library Defense Force with you and helping defend our rights to read books of whatever we want to read. I mean, obviously, we are seeing things about Assassination Classroom being banned. So obviously, I feel like we need a library defense force that is defending our rights as readers to read things of our choosing. And I can't think of the word. There's a word for it, you know, when people try to stop you, not gatekeeping, but try, like, of government officials trying to stop us from reading certain things. Like, no, we don't need that. So library defense force apparently needs to be a real life thing at this point, but I would love to be with these. I love these characters. I'm definitely looking forward and planning to reading this year at some point, or rereading it. This was actually my very first manga that I ever intentionally and purposely read that I was like, okay, this is a manga, unlike Sailor Moon, where it's like, I didn't know this was a manga, but it's super cool. You know, I should have done Sailor Moon because being a Sailor Scout would be absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're talking about Library Wars, and do stay tuned. My shoujo event that I have been hinting at is coming this May. Library Wars is actually going to be on that list as a minor spoiler alert. So Library Defense Force, I want to be part of it because I think it'd be super cool. For number 5, I feel like this is a requirement that this must be on this list because this is probably a dream fictional job that every single reader ever wants, saying the Savior's Book Cafe story in another world. Who would not want a magical library? Being a librarian at a magical library? Sign me up. I wanted to be signed up yesterday. Like, that is so incredibly cool. So many wonderful things about this library and Tsukina of what she can do. I've only read volume 1. Volume 5 finally releases next month. Can't wait for it. And so I just, yes, that is like an ultimate dream job. I think maybe not above volleyball manager for Haikyuu, but just being able to have this library that's yours, that you can even live at, you can make foods, you can protect the books from food damage, water damage, or like humidity, which was a huge issue before we got our new AC last year. So I mean, all of those, being able to protect the books and then be able to get new books whenever you want, I mean, that is so amazing. That is so amazing. I wonder what she would do if like she ever ran out of space. Like, how does she cope with that? I feel like she probably has a magical ability that addresses that. I don't know if it gets addressed in the series, but I feel like space would not even be a problem. And isn't that like the biggest problem for any manga book reader, that, you know, we run out of space pretty fast, especially if we keep buying. So definitely the Savior's Book Cafe. I want a book cafe. It'd be amazing. It's just amazing. I don't feel like there's much else that we can say because we all are, I feel like, in agreement that a book cafe would be a dream. For my honorable mention, I decided to go with Komomo Confiserie because I do think it'd be cool to work at a pastry shop. I don't want to make the pastries. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a huge baker. I mean, I sort of have to be because I have to eat gluten-free. So eating gluten-free, you know, typically you have to make your own things. Thankfully, there are more options where you can order out and stuff and to be wheat-free, gluten-free. So thankfully, that is an option now. But I feel like, you know, if you want to save some money and not pay that extra when you go out, you have to learn how to bake gluten-free things. So I feel like this would be fun. Well, I mean, even if they don't have gluten-free, things in Natsu's shop. I can't remember Natsu's, like, the name of his pastry shop, but I feel like it would still be a lot of fun, especially Komomo, because Komomo loves Natsu sweets, and she's such a sweet, very sweet character. The beginning of this, I do have a review of it if you'd like to check it out, is a little bit rough because Natsu does bully Komomo. He does confess and admit to doing this, but it gets better as the story goes along, and I really love it. And this sweets looks so delicious. Like, that would probably be the biggest downfall of having that kind of job, is I would want to eat all of them. I'm not a big sweets person, but when I see the sweets in this manga, I'm like, I really want to try it. It would be so, so delicious. So I feel like that would be just a fun job. And plus, if he's making pastries, like, you never have to worry about what cake should I make or what kind of sweet should I make for a special event. Like, boom, you just go to Natsu's shop or you just go to work. You can just choose one of the sweets and bam, the job is finished when it comes, to looking for finding something for an event or a birthday. It's right there. So again, not a huge sweets person, but I just feel like it'd be really cool to work with Komomo, be a cashier at a pastry shop, especially because Natsu's shop is super cute. Man, it's right down the middle of the book, but this is his shop and it is so cute. It's just a really nice place that he's at, and even the inside is super cozy. So I mean, you have a great workplace here that just looks cute, has those really nice vibes that are fun, and like, look, this is where you have to go to actually get to Natsu's shop. So I just love it. I love where Komomo goes to get to work. I think it's a really fun little place, so I feel like it'd be nice. It'd be really, really nice. And I have to laugh because I feel like this video was actually shorter than I anticipated because I told myself I didn't want to ramble, but I was like, I feel like it was a little bit too short. But that's okay. I love all my picks for today. I hope that you enjoyed them too. I just wish I could make it reality now, like talking about all of these. I'm like, these are so fun, and was really glad that I didn't just do fantasy picks, because originally that's what I had, because I feel like there's some really exciting fictional jobs that you can get in just fantasy that you can't get in the real world, so to speak. But I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some fictional jobs or places that you would love to work that you have read about in fiction? Let me know down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!